What you doing, bro? Let's see. So we're at. What's you up to, fool? Smelling pee, looking for leftovers. So, um, my neighbors. No one loves you like he loves you. No one cares like he cares. So when you call up that shrink in Beverly Hills, you know the Doctor Everything Be All Right. Ha! Sweet song. Sweet song. So now he's kind of sniffing and not looking at me. Take cup. Yeah, good boy. Very nice. You know what? You're starting to get that. It's a good boy. I didn't release. Okay. What was I gonna say? I don't know. I think I've seen people say that I think sometimes I get stuck in the trying to go linear, right, and make it harder and harder, and I don't do enough kind of more what you would call foundational, right? Like I think if you're in your backyard, you let your dog just get distracted, right, and you practice your recall. Even if they're at a certain level, you're getting good reps, right? So I saw this. The girl from Method K9 was talking about reactivity and like you get the neural links, right, and you get reps and reps and reps. So there's got to be a level of you get so many reps of good recall reps, right? The bad ones mess it up a little bit, right? You go back. I mean, obviously, say you get 10 good reps. All right, so here he's facing another way. 10 cup. Good boy. Very nice. Backing around. I don't care that he sits down. I'm grabbing the leash. He tries to walk off. Okay. Right. So, anyways, reps, 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 right? Reinforce, reinforce, reinforce. So, like this morning when I had the boys out, the big boys, it's a good boy. So, like this right here, right? This is that part of why food starts losing its value? Like he stopped when he was doing it and he just came to me. So I reward that, right? I reinforce that. Because some of the guys will say, uh, your dog doesn't listen to you because you're a Pez dispenser, right? But that's reinforcing us. Isn't that reinforcing and doesn't that create more of that pathway that the other chick's talking about? Right. In other words, sometimes I get focused on the fact that he's not looking at me and I'm trying to make it harder when I could be doing a bunch of reps of who cares if he's looking at you or not, right? Like I get to a certain point and I want to keep going. But sometimes you can just we do this so much in the afternoon where I just kind of walk around. He gets distracted. He comes up to me. We do it, but I started going around the backside with him too. Right? Take up. Good boy. He drops the stick, gets his food, grab the leash. I didn't make him come all the way back. I need to do some affection, food and affection. Start trying to get away from the food because affection is your best reward if they like it. Right? Okay. I guess you could do your. I guess you can do this kind of. Is it considered old school to make them sit first? I don't like. I've picked up the hey. I used to do the sit stay come right, and I've seen a lot of people talk about it. It makes sense that it messes up your stay, right? Which I end up not using stay anyways. I started doing implied stays. I can get a rep in. 10 cup. Yeah, good boy. Backing around. Give him his food. Grab the leash. Give him some loving. Okay. And then, so the other way I can get, instead of this, or like if you don't want to go stand outside for 30, 45 minutes, hey, ready, sit? Good. Now I've done implied stays, right? So, uh-oh. That was, hey, come on. Right here. Sit. Good. He should stay there. We're pretty good at it, right? 10 cup. Yeah, good boy. Right. So I wonder if I do this, right? So if I do this with his implied stays, is it the same thing as, right? So if you do sit, stay, and then call him to you, it starts making your stay weaker. I wonder if it does the same with implied stays. Okay. He didn't look at me though. Right? So you can put him in the 10 cup. Over here, buddy. I'm not fast enough. Nope. Good. Hello. Right. I wasn't fast enough with the correction. I don't mind he shouldn't be doing, well, I mean, it's a distraction, right? If they're kind of going out, like curving, but coming towards you, you let it slide, because that's going to get better as you reinforce the return, right? Where you want to correct is when if they're going like this and then they go out, right? There's a point where they got to curve back in other words. So if they're curving and they don't curve, there's a point where you got to say, hey, no, this way, right? And that's using punishment in recall. He's going the wrong way, right? And you use negative reinforcement by going 10 cup, pressure, and back up. Yeah, good boy. All right. Good job. Okay. And I did my correction good, right? My punishment when he was there, besides the fact that it was a little bit late, but I did nope. So what I've gotten in the habit of is nope, recall, correction, and that's not good timing, right? You want to be nope, correct, and then recall. Although I think I'm getting in the habit of not re-saying the word because of the one lady. I don't even remember who the lady was, but it kind of makes sense, right? It makes sense that makes the dog think, wait, what was I supposed to be doing? Then if they look at you confused, then you can tell them. We got Yapper in the window. Good boy! Think about how many times you do a recall, right? So a lot of people like to do recall to a hand target, which is good. I mean, It's good they're coming, but they do it in the front. Think about how many recalls, if you're doing your recall where they come back and around, just how much you're reinforcing this space. That's going to add to your leash work, right? Makes sense, right? Because the dog's so used to being there, even if it's sideways. But right, if they're there, that's not going to help with your leash work. Right? Tank, come. Yeah, good boy. Very nice. Good job. He's got too much leash to be able to go in front of me. Then I wonder, like, when this happens, he's getting to do whatever he wants, right? Just get the grass. Does it really help that he waits and looks? I think so. I think it does. But that's the way I think, right? Every time something happens, I like think and think and think. I overthink sometimes. There's a bird over there, right? Because it's been so long since the recall. Now he's got down and got a stick and chewed on a stick, so he's self-reinforced. But he's standing right here. There's no pressure on the collar. He's just standing there. Now, if he's to take off, there. Oh, see that? Oh, okay. He went forward a little bit, and it created pressure, but he went forward in order to sit down. See how long this is taking? That makes me wonder if it matters, right? Because usually when they're here, he looks up faster, right? He got over here and he got to do all of his own little stuff because I let him have too much leash. But it's got to help, right? So, like one guy says, they have to ask permission for everything, right? And it gets to where you start being more lenient about it, although sometimes that backfires. But if they're used to asking for everything, they're less likely to be jackholes. Dude, you like that little bird, don't you? If you look at me, you can go chase it. Okay. You're going to chase the bird. The bird flew away. He just kind of crept up to him. Bird flew away, then he took off. Oh, here comes a real. Here we go. You got a little more distance, right? I think that's the 30 foot. For some reason, I feel like it's the 20 foot that I just got because it's only got one knot in it. Oh my gosh. What's the other thing? Non-negotiable, right? So negative reinforcement creates non-negotiable recalls. You say the recall, you wait 1 second, apply pressure. As soon as he turns and starts coming, you mark, you get exciting so he doesn't get distracted by other stuff. If he's looking at you and just standing there, you back up, right? Or get low, right? So for some dogs, backing up is like whatever, but then you go like this and they start flying to you. You just can't be boring, right? Sometimes it's enough just with your tone, but sometimes you have to physically act like you're running away, right? And then corrections when they're coming. When he's coming, it's encouragement, right? No pulling the leash, but keep the slack up for in case they try to break off. Then you can get a correction faster. Nope. Correct. Generally, you'll recall, right? After a correction. Although, according to the one lady, you don't do that. So for me, it's whatever you get used to. The dog's going to do it, right? I think like there, I was able to note and correct him, and then he came back, right? Um, I didn't have to recall. But say he would have just stood there and been like, "What the hell, dude?" Then I would have recalled, right? I think that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying not to be so fast to tell him what to do. Not necessarily just him, but all the dogs. So that way they're thinking. The more they're thinking, the less you have to put in. You know, as long as you've taught them what you want them to think, then you can let them think. You ready for breakfast, bro? He said, "Boy, I've been ready." I think this got too long too. Babbling monkey nuts. What? Babbling monkey nuts? Tank, come. Come on, buddy. Yeah, good job. That's pretty good, right? I was turned backwards away from him. I'm looking through my legs.